Okay, in this video, I'm going to talk about when some people never change. Now, some of these I'm going to talk about would be the narcissistic type people. And, you know, like, these are people you may have known from, you know, for many years and you just not been around much. And their tendencies from back then had, you know, how do they develop? How are they now? What do, you know, how do they work it? What are they doing? You know, that, you know, from all these years. Okay. Something must have happened right there that they had all that water and somebody, you know, from the city was working on it. But anyway, now I think more people would understand, you know, like, if you had a family reunion, a huge family reunion, not just your, you know, your small, family of origin or something, but a huge family reunion, going back to people that you haven't seen in many years. Something like that, or a class reunion, you know, from like your high school or college, and these are people who you haven't seen in many ages. Okay, you know how it goes. You keep up with some of them, but you don't all still live in the same small town or the same big city or the same area. You've had your own lives, you've gone on, and, you know, so something like this kind of planning, and let's say it's like on it's on Facebook, okay, and it's being planned. Well, I'm not sure exactly how Facebook works, but say some people you wouldn't speak to anyway, they're not on your Facebook, but somebody else comments and then you see it, or if they comment on the you know, under it, you're going to see it. Anyway, this kind of thing. Now, some of these are going to be people you know, you don't remember, you whatever, hadn't thought about in years, like I said. Okay, and then you see how, like I said, that how they are now. I think I made that point clear, more than clear. So, and it can be strange. It can be strange to see, because there's also all these interactions between these, you know, between them. Interactions that you have not seen since many years ago. So, just seeing that again and knowing, you know, do they still know one another? Or how are they interacting? Is it still from that leftover from way back then kind of thing? You know, the attitudes. Or is it that they're seeing the person as what they are? They're older now, you know? In my own situation, it was, as I've been mentioning, you know, I had family and friends and everything that were involved in the Hurricane Harvey, as in they lived there, okay? Different places, different cities, but they were affected by it, some all the way to Houston, some all the way to Lake Charles, Louisiana. Lake Charles, Louisiana, yeah. But, and they were affected by it, so I had this Facebook account a long time ago, and it was basically for this kind of, you know, family, friends. And they have a group for people planning for the class reunions. I think they do it every 5 years. And so, yeah, so, and I have people I know, some of them have hundreds of people on their Facebook pages. I don't. You know, so I can see somehow, I don't know how it works, but I can see every once in a while, like somebody comments on theirs, maybe it's something I comment on. Most often it's not, or they share. You see, so I see all these interactions, in other words. Okay, so a lot of people were really great to one another. You know, people who, I don't even know if they still associate with one another. They were all, you know, very, you know, warm and, you know, giving them encouragement and helping out. Because a lot of people, what was really sad was to see people that I knew crying out for help. You know, please have somebody help, you know, come evacuate us. You know, boats and airlift and stuff like that, and they were, you know, saying how scared they were, how bad the water was, stuff like this, you know, the floods, and then even after the fact, you know, how they don't have their all their clothes, they had to get out with just what little they need, or they went back to their homes. There was so much mold they couldn't go in, and, you know, stay in the house, just even get much, and, you know, things like this. So yeah, there was a lot of that. A lot of good things, finding out people were rescued and where they were and how they were doing, and, you know, there was the good, but there was also some bad. I don't want to downplay the good. You know, it was really good to see, you know, how people were basically coming together, helping other people to, you know, researching things, because, you know, the people that were there, their cell phones, you know, they wouldn't have enough battery, so other people were out searching for information for them and posting it, you know, all this. So that was really great. The person in front of me was going much slower than the speed limit and kept putting on their brakes. They were trying to find the road, it looks like. Anyway, so the bad. Now, you know, this has been going on, you know, over time. And one of the things I kept seeing was that the people who were, you know, when they were younger, they were, you know, hinted at that narcissistic side and everything. And now, how they are, the ways they're working it seriously. Now, for example, you know, some of them were like, they never wanted to gain anything by their own kind of hard work. Now, I've known some of these since after high school. This is not just high school. And I would go back there in that town every once in a while, and I moved out when I was 18. As soon as I turned 18, I think the day after, got the heck out of Dodge. So I knew of them or about them or something, you know, on up till now, even. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them I don't even know. I have a hint of whose family they belong to and all that kind of thing. And but anyway, they didn't want to have to work for what they got and what they gained. And they would find, you know, we've all, you know, maybe that people watching my videos have all been used by somebody and been fooled by somebody. I don't like that word, fooled, but, you know, we've been manipulated. So we know how it is to be manipulated, especially even by these, you know, the people I'm, you know, talking about. I know how it is. But to see other people being manipulated by them, and they've of course, you know, learned a lot more now. They have improved in that sense. Ways to manipulate people, to get more out of them. And this is what I saw. And it was so frustrating to me because, you know, as many people would say, this might not be the right time. You know, I felt the same way. To, you know, because these are people who are in crises, you know, but they're working it still to get everything, you know, that they need, of course, but, and then some kind of thing. Does that make sense? Such as, let me give an example. Such as if somebody was rescued and brought from Texas to Louisiana, they were put up by FEMA, and they were picked up by boat, okay? Rescued by boat. And, you know, I don't know how they were doing it. You can't get enough information and find out how. But they got to a hotel, and so now they don't have any transportation. And instead of just, I don't know how it works, they basically say somebody's asking somebody to buy them a car or give them, you know, give them enough money so they can buy an old, you know, an old truck or a car or something that's there. You know, some big purchase, you know, like that. And you sit there and you think, is anybody going to do this? Now, you knew this person as being so manipulative and never wanted to work for anything, wanted everybody to give it to him. And the weird thing is that they kind of expect somebody to. They actually, you know, it's not weird to us who've studied this, but yeah, they have an expectation, that sense of entitlement, that somebody actually will do it. And there's a good chance somebody actually will do it, you know, and you know it. But you see how they pull at somebody's, you know, heartstrings and then at their purse strings. Yeah. And then on the same token, you hear people who are saying, I don't have enough clothes. We, you know, like I said earlier, we had to get out without our clothes, just a little bit. And, or their kids don't. And, you know, sure, people are donating. But then you see, like I said, the people who are wanting big things, they're seeing it. They're opportunists, opportunistic. They're seeing the opportunity to get more, and they're taking it. And that's really just one kind of frustration I'm having. And yes, I've had to tell myself more than once to walk away, don't say anything, because not just this kind of thing, but other kinds of things too. Especially people who want to complain about, there's too much government, but yet they're ticked off that they call and they have to wait on hold. I know it's a different kind of thing, but they call for federal assistance and have to wait on hold, and then they complain there's too much government and too many people working for the government and stuff like this. It doesn't really balance out there. But and then some people want to get political about this, and some people trashing the government and saying, oh, it was the Cajun Navy and the Texan Navy that really helped out the most, and that's just not true. I mean, I don't have statistics, but a lot of people were doing a lot of things, but they were trying to make it political. In other words, that's another one. But there were more, and my mind keeps saying it's just not the right time, but then it goes back to saying this is a teachable moment. But we all know that that type is not teachable. You can't teach them. They've developed their craft, kind of thing. But yeah, anyway, I have been extremely frustrated, with seeing this kind of thing, and anyway, that's enough for this video for now. I have other thoughts about it, but I'll save it for another video maybe. But if you want to subscribe, click the circle. If you want to watch another video on this channel, click one of the rectangles. Like, subscribe, comment, and share if you want. I'll talk to you on another video. Bye.